Yo, what's going on, guys? Reversal here, and today I'll be talking a little bit more about the Nemesis Dinosaur deck that I posted a couple weeks ago, and some of the changes to the extra deck, and a new variation of the standard 2-card combo that I'll show in this video. If you haven't watched that deck profile already, would definitely recommend doing so to kind of get an idea of how this variant of the deck works. It's been my favorite going first build of the dinosaurs since the ban list for sure. It's just been running a lot more smooth and consistent than the other builds. So when I don't play blind second, this is what I've been playing, and it's been working out pretty well. So before I get into the changes in the combo, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, definitely do that now. Drop a like, comment on the video, all that good stuff. And then if you're interested in this dinosaur playmat or these sleeves, check out finalsaga.de. Use my code reversal10 for 10% off your order if you decide to buy anything. They have a lot of other cool stuff over there, like other mats, sleeves, dice, deck boxes, binders. They have an anime Orica set that they recently released as well. So they got a bunch of cool stuff over there. Definitely check them out. I'll leave a link in the description below. And that being said, I'll just get right into some of the changes in the extra deck before I show off the combo. So one of the cards that were used in the extra deck for the previous combo in the last profile was Cross Sheep. And this was there just to get you that extra level 4 in order to make a rank 4 play on the Colossus board. So the main difference with not using this now is you end up getting Misc on the field to use as rank 4 material, as opposed to it still being in deck and then you getting access to it later on through like Conductor popping a baby. So having it on the field is better into board breakers, since if your Conductor got hit by like a droplet or something before, you wouldn't be able to pop the baby and like OV search a Misc or whatever along those lines. So the fact that you have it there just in case your board does get hit by a board breaker is nice guaranteed follow-up. And the new combo not using this is a lot more efficient in terms of your board space as well, since with the Cross Sheep you had to have like multiple zones open in order to like kind of finish out the combo. So if you opened a Fenrir or like a Litho or something alongside your combo, it was a little more awkward since you had that extra body. It would kind of force you to make an Appaloosa at some point instead, which is like fine, but I think the new combo is slightly better for the standard 2-card and gives you a little more flexibility when you do open like those 3-card combo hands that have the extra bodies. The main thing you miss with this card is really only with the OV plus Lost World 2-card combo, since you can't get a rank 4 with that with the new combo. So that'd really be the only reason to play this instead, in my opinion, but I don't think you really need it. You can still make a good board with Appaloosa instead. It's just going to be losing the 500 attack, which is annoying, but the board like as a whole is still plenty good enough to win you the game. But enough about the Cross Sheep. The card that it has been replaced with is Abyss Actor Super Producer. So shout out to my dude Tengu for this tech. It's always a pleasure going back and forth with him trying to figure out these different variants. But this card, I'm sure nobody knows what it does. It's a Fiend Link 2. There is 2 monsters, including a Fiend. So probably wondering, how do you get a Fiend in Dinos, since there's no Fiends in the deck, obviously. And the easiest way is just make Ripidocus and turn something under it into a Fiend. And this is a Dino, so it's protected under Nib. And then we're just playing this regardless because of the like Arch Nemesis, Protoss, or Skatos on the side. So you're going to be playing the card regardless, so it's just fine to go into. And then you just use these bodies to go into SP or whatever. But the only thing that matters on this card is the pop effect. It's a quick effect pop on a face-up card, so you can probably imagine in Dinos we're using it to pop a baby, since we'll do just about anything to pop a baby over here. So I'll show how the combo works in a sec, but the card's been pretty cool. And then the other extra deck card is Bagusa. So this card's good for Shifter, obviously. If you're going first, get Shifter, and you have an OV, you could dump Rex, bring it back, and then you can make Baguska, and it's usually better than an Evolzor in a lot of situations if this is all you're ending on. And then when you get nibbed a lot of the time, you're going to pivot to a board of SP, rank 4, and Conductor. So sometimes going into the Baguska is better than an Evolzor. especially when you need to use the SP to banish your own stuff from graveyard, as opposed to banishing the Nibiru that they have. Since if you don't use the SP to get rid of their Nib, it can just beat over one of your cards, which if you make a Nivolzor, they're gonna probably just beat over that. And that, since it's like your biggest form of disruption, which isn't like the worst thing, since you still have the other two cards and they wasted their battle phase, but it's not a ton in terms of disruption at that point. So sometimes just making Bagusa is a little better, since it's harder to deal with. You have to invest more to out it, and your SP's still live under the Bagusa. So if they don't out it, then you're fine. If they do out it, you still have Conductor that would then be live. So it's been a pretty good card to pivot to sometimes. So I think it's worth playing. So now I'll show the 2-card combo with just Ovi and Baby. And then I'll kind of like point out how you can play through Nib at any point while doing this. So just gonna kind of run through the basic stuff. Add Misk for 1, Archosaur, pop Baby, add Pill, summon Baby, Ovi, pop, bring back Baby, summon Rex from deck, overlay these two into your Banshee. Banshee, detach the Rex, add Flag, put Miss back to deck, search Corridor. So at this point, they can nib you either before this at any point or right here. Usually would be on Flag Summon if they're going to wait this far, so they don't let you get the Corridor. But if they do, you're just going to lose these 2 cards right here. You'll get the token, and they'll get a nib. So at this point, what you can do is make a Link Spider. Put it over here. Now you want to be able to get your rank 4 out of this, and then you also want to be able to get rid of this Nibiru so it can't beat over your stuff. So we're going to use our Pill here. We're going to banish, and then Conductor's going to come out, and then the Rex is going to come back. So here you're going to use the Conductor to flip the Nibiru to pop your Baby, and then this is going to flip the Nib, and then depending on where they waited, like if they waited for you to summon the Flag, you'll have the Mist back in deck, you can summon the Mist here, and if not, you could just summon another Ovi or whatever, and then you just overlay these 2 into a rank 4. Could be Lagia, could be Dolka, whatever you decide to go for. And then you use these 2 to go into your SP, and then use SP to banish the Nibiru. So you're ending on the same board like as you normally would, just minus the Colossus if they do it early. And then we'll do a little rewind to go back to where we were before, if they didn't nib you there. So, boom. Alright, so now we're back at this point. Your Misk is back in deck. So here is where you're going to use the Archosaur and the Banshee to go into the Ripperdokus. And now you can use your Pill on Rex and Banshee. You're going to summon your Conductor. And then the Rex is going to come back. And also the Banshee is going to come back since you have the Flag on the field still. So this is the same thing, pretty much. If they nib you again, you're just going to lose these. And then you're going to Conductor, pop the Baby, and then summon Misk from deck, and then it's pretty much the same thing again. But this time, if they waited this long, you have Corridor as well, so it's even worse for them at this point. Then from this point here, you're going to use your Ripperdokus to make whatever's under it a Fiend. It's usually going to be one of these 2. And then now you can link these 2 off into the Abyss Actor. And this is going to pop the Baby. And if they nib you here, you'd only be losing this. And this is also a quick effect, so you're getting the pop and you're getting your miss back regardless. So at this point, if you want to respect Nib like completely, if for some reason they didn't drop it by now, you can just opt to go straight into Dolka with these. But typically, in my opinion, Lagia is the better end board piece with this board, since if you don't have that spell trap negate, you could just hard lose to any steel card, taking your UCT potentially. So, and then even if you use like SP to tag itself and the conductor out, you're still losing a lot of your disruptions. And at that point, you don't really have too much left going for you if you didn't open any non-engine. So the steel cards are what you mainly need to be worried about. I don't think droplets are a really big deal for the most part, since you're going to have at least 4 points of interaction. So it's going to be hard for most decks to even consider sending 4 to begin with. And even if they send 3, it's hard at that point as well. I've been hit by droplet plenty of times, and then either like the Fenrir that's tacked on, which is too much for them to send everything, or like a Book of Eclipse or a droplet set. It just ends up being enough as well. So I think it plays pretty well into the other board breakers to me. And then you do have the follow-up as well, as long as they don't kill you. So enough about that. So from here, what you can do is use these two to go into SP. Then you're going to use your SP to banish something from your own grave, so you have something to put back with Corridor. And just put like an Ovi back, since it's one of the better top decks you could have. So yeah, now you can special the Corridor by putting the Ovi back, and then we can go straight into the best link one in the game, Colossus. So if they decide to nib you here, you use the SP to tag itself and the Colossus out, and then they're both going to come back in the end phase. Since it's not like a special summon, the Colossus still comes back, even though it wasn't like fusion summoned. So at this point, you just make Lagia if you want to respect those steel cards. And then if they, for whatever reason, decided to nib you at the very last moment, you do the same thing, tag these two out, and then you'll just lose Lagia. So that's like the worst case scenario pretty much. So regardless, through nib at any point, you're going to be ending on 3 points of disruption, whether it's SP, Conductor, and a rank 4, or SP, Colossus, Conductor, whatever. It's pretty good. And then if you really want to, Dolka's like super easy to make early in the combo to kind of protect from that stuff. So that's going to be like the main way to do the new 2-card combo with the Super Producer. I've been getting asked a lot about that, so I figured I'd make a video about it rather than having to dig through finding a DB replay every 5 minutes. So hopefully you enjoyed the combo. I'll be doing an updated deck profile for this version of the build at some point as well. So be on the lookout for that. Thanks for watching. Peace.